So welcome everyone. We are still admitting people in, so we have 16 people on the call. It would be great if you just unmute and say hi. At least let's hear your voice.
Hi. Hello, nice to be here
Hey
again.
Neil.
Hi.
Hey
Hi.
Abdurazi.
Abdurrahman.
Devato.
That was
Devato.
awesome. So many people at the same time that you couldn't even understand who was speaking. Great job, guys.
So we will be having about 4 to 5 topics today. I think 4, right? So we will kickstart as usual with icebreaker, and it will be and I'll be sharing that right now, and that will be hosted by Priscilla. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Good to see everybody.
Yeah, so our icebreaker is up, and yeah, Priscilla, please.
Yes, please, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. So for our icebreaker today, it's simple, and how sudden it looks, but in a way, to someone it will be long because today marks 26th of June, and we are almost ending the first half of the year. So this icebreaker is there for you to give a word or an emoji in the chat box, indicating like how the half of the year has been for you, and let us know. So we could see if we could encourage you. If maybe you've lost track on something, we could all discuss, smile, and laugh about it. So I'm looking in the chat box to see. Okay, Abdul is grateful. Rafael, Cardaso, please, I would like to see your half of the year. How do you feel like so far?
What is that, Ayo? What does that mean?
I was about to ask him, explain. Ayo, explain. Oh, Ugochi is excited.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I think she's one of our latest circle members, like all round. She joined during the past month, so I think something to be excited about, right, Ugochi?
Yeah. Mariam, please explain yourself. Why are you crying?
Sure.
Okay. Vamsi, what does a smiling emoji and double pat, what does that mean? Can you unmute?
That's actually this emoji of keeping your hands like excitement basically. I think Zoom doesn't support that emoji, so it just try to encode in that way.
Okay, so
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, that's cool. Miriam, why is that a crying emoji?
Who is DeepFunding?
It's smiling with smiling with tears.
Oh, tears of joy. Okay.
Well, let's see. It's been an interesting year. That's all I can say. So far
nice.
it's been interesting. I can't believe it's like the end of June already. So it's been an interesting year. Stressful, but interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's nice.
Richard said, cool. Who is Deep Funding?
Rafael Presa has green hat. Rafael, can you tell us more about your green hat?
My heart
Maybe
is
something
full
you
of
should be jubilating about.
my heart is full of hope. Green is the color of hope, right? Given the previous 6 months, it was amazing. So it's full of hope for the next 6 months.
That's nice. Rafael Cardoso, please come and explain yours. We don't understand what it means.
Yeah, we need to.
Who knows?
Because
if it was
the
me or
emoji
if it
doesn't
was
look like
Victor.
you.
We are both deep funding. Who knows? It's a mystery not to be explained. And picking up on that, it's time that we all enter into a spaceship space, is it spaceship? I don't know. And go into the next section of the town hall. Victor,
Yeah,
please.
we are moving into that
Abduct
now.
us. Abduct us.
So thank you guys. Thank you, Priscilla, for that short icebreaker. We will be moving into the town hall, and I'll be sharing the presentation slide right now. So please. Sorry, I'm trying to present. So please let me know if you can see my screen so that I proceed.
It's still loading for me. Now we can.
Yeah,
We're on the second page.
Yeah.
Already a
So
spoiler for everyone.
Welcome to Deep Funding Town Hall. I think this is Town Hall 64. And if we should count weekly, let's say it's a weekly town hall, it will mean that we have done town hall for more than a year because we have 50-something weeks in a year. And we have been alternating it, I think, for the past 1 year. It means that we have probably been doing town hall for like 2 years now, but this is Town Hall 64. So we have 5 agendas. So basically, the first agenda will be me running through what deep funding is for the new people that are in this call. And then there is going to be presentation from 4 amazing people from the community. We have the Deep Funding Labs presenting their newly built experiment or collaborative building experiment. And then there is going to be a spotlight. The spotlight is a new initiative from the event circle because we feel like there are a lot of people that are contributing to deep funding that we probably don't know about. So we want to be having these spotlights probably every town hall to introduce you to them or let them introduce themselves to us, and so that we get to know them and stuff like that. And we have the 4th topic, which is the Deep Funding Hackathon, the finalist project, which will be presented by the Dev Outreach Circle. And we have a PeaceguardAI, a multilingual misinformation detection and verification framework. And that will be presented by AyomiShuga. So I'll be moving straight to the first agenda. So what is Deep Funding? Deep Funding is a decentralized grant program tasked to fund projects, initiatives that are beneficial to SingularityNET. So we fund initiatives and projects that are beneficial to SNET. And what's our mission? The creation of a democratic, decentralized, beneficial AGI. And the company in general, both SNET and Deep Funding, we value openness, creativity, collaboration, kindness. And this is how we operate on both community-wise and awarded team-wise, both circles and the general Deep Funding. So the Deep Funding needs you. At Deep Funding, there are a lot of ways to contribute. You can either decide that you want to propose, you want to vote, you want to review, you want to discuss. And then there are circles that make things happen. I think right now we are about 9 circles or 10, thereabout. So these circles has different responsibilities, and we collaboratively make things happen at Deep Funding. And town hall is for you. This is where Deep Funding community gathers, discuss everything related to Deep Funding. It's a perfect place to ask questions, start your Deep Funding journey, and wherever you feel like you want to do with this Deep Funding town hall, this is the right place for you to do that. So you can connect with us using our website, you can join circle, you can book presentation slots, calendar with all the funding events, be it town hall, all ends, community hubs, everything is basically in our community website, and you can keep track of circle progresses and work. So we have monthly updates where every circle, like I mentioned earlier, give their updates and everything, and we post it and we update it or we upload it on our community website. And so in a town hall like this, we want to hear from you. Like you can see from the agenda, we have presentation from community members, community initiatives, circle initiative, awarded team projects, proposals, anything at all. You can present it at this town hall, and you can decide that, okay, you want to host a breakout room, and we give you the opportunity for that. So this is basically everything you need to know about the Deep Funding Town Hall. If you have questions, you can signify, and there are some people here to answer before we go into the main agenda for today. So any questions so far? Any new member, any questions before I move forward? Okay, no, I don't think so. So we are moving to the next agenda, which is the Deep Funding Labs and Collaborative Building Experiment, and that's represented by Rama. Is Rama available?
Maybe.
Hey, how are you? I am here.
If you allow me, I see that it didn't make the agenda, but I would like to make an announcement.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, you can go, Jan. Rama, please.
Yeah, I'll wait for Jan. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So this is, on one hand, a huge milestone, and on the other hand, a non-event. And what I want to introduce, what I want to announce you is that as of, well, the official date is the 2nd of June, but it got really executed this week. Deep Funding is now a separate legal entity. So we are a separate legal entity under the official name of Deep Initiatives Incorporated, Inc. Yeah, and that means, well, what does that mean? As I said, on one hand, yeah, we are more independent. We are a little bit more independent from SingularityNET and ASI. And that is also maybe the main reason by at least profiling us as being a little bit more independent. We will have bigger chances to become a platform that is also acceptable for teams and organizations that are not directly tied to SingularityNET or ASI. So you can tell from that we're very ambitious. We want to become a really, well, we already are a pretty damn good platform, but we want to be better and bigger. There are a lot of initiatives currently going on, and I haven't been doing that many announcements lately, or didn't show my face that much, to be honest. But yeah, there is a lot cooking. And one of the things is the labs that Rama will tell you about just now. I'm really, really psyched about this labs thing. I think it could be a great thing. Could evolve in something big in itself. And there are a lot of other initiatives as well. For instance, we are working on a very important update on our website, having a kind of news feed, which might also where you can follow people and get also personalized feeds. And that takes a lot of work, making our platform a little bit more LinkedIn-like, if you want, without copying them. What you also see is that we already are diversifying a little bit, because we have our main portal as a website, and we have our community website, which still needs improvements, but it's getting there. We have our operations subdomain, and also our backend operations are maturing and really getting much better. And they weren't bad in the first place, so that says something. And we are doing things like organizing hackathons. We had 2 hackathons right now. We are organizing things like labs, and we are organizing things like ideation, such as we are creating a website under the label AI for Peace. All these things tie together and are part of our bigger picture and of our own deep funding ecosystem. But we also want to give them room and space to grow and evolve by themselves. We don't know exactly how that will emerge and evolve over time. It might be that you will see more separate websites, but they will all have a single sign-on, and they will all have some elements that will connect them to each other. Maybe we won't go all the way, and we will keep some things in the same website, and for some things we have something different. But as part of this new entity, we're also thinking of a little bit of rebranding that takes into account this strategy of not just being here for funding in the traditional sense, as in rounds. We are already diversifying our funding. That's an old message I gave more often. We are not just doing rounds. We're doing RFPs. We're doing ideation challenges. We have a few, or at least one more important things that I think I'll save for another day because it will take quite some time. So we're diversifying our funding. We're diversifying our community. We have a number of initiatives that should help grow our whole community and presence quite significantly. So one of them is opening up our platform for partners. So we're working on the backend automation and making escrows, etc., so that we could, for instance, go with 50-50 funding proposition with suitable partners and suitable projects. Or it might be that a partner will say, I like your platform and your community so much. Couldn't I just publish my own RFP there and I will fund it completely? And that is possible if that RFP aligns with our mission and vision and our values. So it's not just for everybody, but for aligned organizations. So partners will help us grow. Community hubs that we started this year will help us grow and might also, it's kind of franchising town halls like this one. We have the hackathons, which get bigger and we'll get more attuned to that and get better at it. We have this ideation, which might also become a thing in itself. We're working very hard on that. It's another project that Rama is leading. And right now, labs, and also labs, we're starting not that small. We are hitting the ground running, but my expectations or my hope for that would also be that we can grow it and have a fun environment where people can enjoy working together and then get a little bit of compensation for that. I won't tell too much because otherwise I will be overlapping too much with Rama, and I want to give him a blank canvas here. But yeah, I thought it was appropriate to share this news with you. So nothing will change from yesterday to today. We are already professionalizing our automations and our contracts and our processes to a large extent. So we have been preparing for this moment. So therefore, there's very little that will change right now. But I do hope it will open up a broader perspective for deep funding and grow into something even bigger than it is today. Thank you. Niels.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I have a very quick question related to this. Yeah, hello, first of all. Again, I've been away for a while from this community, but I was I'm managing a project that got funded by Deep Funding in January. So this what Jan told sounds all very good, and I just wonder if this maybe put some clarity into the legal aspects with regards to the funding contracts, which have been a little bit hanging in there. Yeah, so that would be great to get some like update on the situation there. It's I would not say it hasn't been like a blocker for the project. We've been making good progress, and we have some actually major breakthrough that I would be happy to share with you. but it would also be very nice before then to clear up that situation. So thank you.
Thank you for that question, because when you started talking, I thought there's one thing I forgot to mention. It's exactly this one. So you can imagine that with this new entity, we need to have a new or a slightly different contract. So there were things in the past why we needed to make contractual changes, why we couldn't continue in signing them the way we did before. I won't go into the details here. Then at some point there was a decision made that most likely we would become a separate entity. And then our legal team told us, better wait with contracts until you are established, and then we have everything under the right umbrella. But I couldn't tell you. So I had to say, sorry, we're working on our contracts. There is something we need to, but I couldn't tell you the reason because we weren't quite sure if it would happen. And then, as you know, these things at the beginning of the year, we thought it would take 6 weeks. Yeah, here we are. It's more close to 6 months, I think, for all kinds of reasons. But the good news is we are here. I actually have the updated contracts. I am talking with the operational team to start the automation process. There are some hurdles just in the process that we need to figure out, because when we are going to do this at scale, we want to make sure that it's perfect from day one. So we need to do some checks and balances. So it might take a week or another week also to have the automation improved. But yeah, right now it's in our own hands. Before this, it wasn't in our own hands. We were depending on other people, other teams for our progress. So I'm confident that, yeah, we will be able to push this forward quickly. So thank you for your question, Niels. And sorry to keep you waiting so long for that contract.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Neil. Thank you, Ian. So any other questions before we proceed?
As I'm probably have to leave, I'm just gonna quickly ask, because as I mentioned, we have some breakthroughs in our projects. I just want to know, like, where's the best place to present this for you, because I would like to share it.
Here is a great place, Niels. If you want, we have a town hall 2 weeks from today, so not next week, the other week at the same time. We can book you in to come and present.
Yes, that would be perfect, actually.
All right, I'll reach out to you. Is your name Niels on Mattermost?
I think so.
Okay.
Otherwise, Jan has my contact.
I think I can find you.
Yeah.
This was even a better question than the previous one. I hope we'll get a lot more questions like that in the coming weeks and months, etc. Thank you.
Yes, thanks. They were related as well.
Yeah, thank you, Niels. Thank you very much. Any other questions before we proceed, please? Neil, is it okay if I bring down your hands, or is it okay if you do that? Thank you. So is there any other question before we proceed? Rama, are you ready for your presentation? Are you going to be sharing screen or something?
Yeah, I'll be sharing screen, but I don't have the ability to do so just yet.
Yeah, I'm going to be granting you that right now. Yeah, you should be able to share screen now.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, thank you. Let me share my entire desktop. Let me know if you can see my presentation.
Yeah, we can.
We can. Okay, great. So Yen, don't go far. There's a slide in here just for you. So don't go far yet. You know I was going to do it to you. I was going to surprise you again. It's gonna happen. So thank you so much. I appreciate everyone for allowing me to speak on the town hall. I really appreciate it. So just to give a bit of a preface on the lab, we kicked off the lab this week, and we started the lab. Yen introduced the lab about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and we've been thinking about a number of things. We don't have anything figured out yet, and as we talked about during the first town hall when it was announced, when it was introduced, there's still a lot in the air, but we figured out some things, and the things that we figured out allow us to bring it to where we are today. So it's to give you an update of where we are today, and to give you also, and to also show you what we are kicking off with and how you can contribute going forward. Okay. Now the reason why I say I was going to bring Yen back in is because Yen does such a much better job of explaining the sort of the genesis of the lab to how it's going to integrate with the full picture. So I'm going to pass it back to Yen to actually walk us through that.
All right, let me. Oh, yeah, I'm not muted. So let me take in this slide. So Deep Funding Lab. So we started it based on the idea that, or based on the fact that we already had a few projects in our community, in our All Circles program. But the people that are working on it are very accomplished people. But what happens with these people is that they're also on a number of other tasks because they're so accomplished. So we figured that it would be good to concentrate these efforts and maybe also open it up to other people to become part of that. And that will also open up. And when we continue to think about that, so we came up with the name Labs quite quickly. Actually, the domain name I reserved is Deep Funding, Deep Lab, because the one with the S was already gone. So you have to change it on your slides, I think.
I will.
Yeah, we started thinking, so what other ways can we use lab? Because what lab is in essence, it's an environment where community members come together and they can work on experimental things. And it's different than RFPs or rounds or whatever, because, well, first of all, you can connect here with people, with other people, or we can connect you and create teams. But also it's open-ended. And it's relatively small. We don't do huge projects. We do small projects, proof of concepts, and see if we can make it work. And because it's open-ended and it's experimental, I think it will also be fun to work with this. You will connect with other people. And the best way to connect with other people is not just to go in some kind of meeting, but is to work together. So over the past years, we already had this strategic goal. So the main goal is to help our platform grow and OpenCog Hyperon grow. But the secondary goal is to develop a community, or I always mix that up. I should make another quote, build a community. No, develop a community of builders. That's actually it. Not developers, but builders. And builders can be not just developers. It can also be UX people or a project manager or an ethics expert or whatever. So we want to develop a community of builders. And I can think of no better way of doing that than with this labs environment. So when we brainstormed a little bit about that, we will start out with some things that we need within our own program. So an AI review assistant, a chatbot for the website. There are a couple of things that have been floating around for a long time. And sometimes it pops up and people say, yeah, we should do that. And maybe somebody else goes the first step, but then it dies off again. So this is a way to really give some extra effort towards the tooling that we need ourselves. So this would be, circle request, the top one. But it can be for other things as well. So we have this RFP ideation challenge, and maybe an idea will surface that is not yet fit for an RFP, but we first need to experiment a little bit with before we can make an RFP out of it. So that would also be a great opportunity for labs. I like the partner problem statements a lot as well, because we want to introduce deep funding as a platform. We want to make it attractive to partners, and offering partners the option to propose an experiment in our deep funding labs that we will then create for them, so they can maybe make a better RFP or have some service that is useful for them or whatever. Could be an attraction point for partners as well. So I hope we'll see, and it will also broaden the scope of the ideas and the platforms and the utility of the ideas that we are turning into experiments. What I also hope is that we will get challenges at some point from SingularityNET. So right now you see some of them in RFPs, but they are big things. But what you see here, you see community at the top and SingularityNET tech stack at the bottom. I hope that the labs will also evolve in a space where our community members can get into touch with the technology from SingularityNET and work together, maybe with Singularity experts or with a few people that are ahead in these technologies, and yeah, get familiar with it and be able to ask questions and actually build their first things with our own technology stack. So we'll have tooling out in the next months or whatever. That will give much more opportunity to build stuff as well. Think a knowledge graph, agents, and so on, apart from just having services. So yeah, that is another big thing here. And then finally, we also want to expand this towards awarded teams, or maybe teams that weren't awarded yet but are proposing. These are the things we have to figure out, to be honest. So we would like at some point anybody to submit an idea for labs, and then maybe also participate in building it or not, or we'll see that. So the outcomes of this on the right would be the outcome of a lab could be an RFP, as I mentioned. It could be deep funding tooling like the chatbot or some review assistant. It could be a proof of concept, for instance, for a partner organization. It could be an AI agent or some knowledge graph enhanced thing, or just any AI powered solution. This is our starting point, our starting proposition. It's already very broad, as you can see, but we'll live and learn, and we'll explore, and maybe we'll make it a little bit more narrow because we find that is a better fit, or maybe it will even be wider than what we can think of today. So maybe I'm not sure what is in your other slides, Rama, but maybe one more thing just to make very clear is payment. So we will pay people with a limited scale, the regular $10 per hour that we give all our circle members. So you won't get rich, well, maybe depending a little bit from where you are and what your circumstances are, but for most people it will mean you won't get rich, but it's not the goal. And the goal is to collaborate and work together and have fun while learning, basically. And then hopefully have some useful things coming out of that as well. And apart from currency, we'll also find ways to embed this in your profile, and so that your work in labs will also increase your reputation. Have I missed anything, Rama, that you want?
No, that was great. That was great. I really appreciate it. That was great. It's a great overview of exactly the concept of the lab and where we are currently. So thank you for that. So to continue from where Jan left off, we currently have 6 ideas that we are working on, that we are taking on within the lab. 4 of them were ideas that were floating around, as Jan mentioned, before the lab was initiated, and we've adopted these 4 ideas. And then 2 ideas came from the design thinking workshop that we held about 2 weeks ago. Right, the idea is to bring these ideas within pods that are going to evolve them and then are going to start working on them. When we say pod, what do we mean? Pods for us are sort of close-knit circles where individuals with different skill set are brought together, sort of a functional team, to not only ideate but prototype and create something that is tangible that we can then utilize and give feedback on. And if what they create is good enough, then we can decide that we want to enable it to scale, or we want to, or if it's not good enough, or it's an idea that doesn't warrant going forward, then we kind of settle, we sunset it. So to give you a bit more of a reason why you have two different type of team in front of you right now, because we are building things that are going to be very tangible digital solutions. We are also looking at processes, right, and evolving processes. So for digital solutions, there's an optimized pod. Meanwhile, for processes, we have a transformation pod. Now, for the optimized pod, the solutions you have currently that are highlighted within that we are tackling, most of them are optimization pod solutions. So we have developers, we have product managers, we have UI UXers, we have AI ML specialists and data engineers for those pods, and all of those folks that have signed up, and we'll provide you the link to sign up if you haven't done so, and we'll provide you that by the end of this quick section. Well, already assigned to the existing pods. But then again, for the transformation pod, we are thinking if, for example, it is something that is required, a circle needs something that is made a request of us. How do we make sure that we have the right expertise for us to provide the right context and develop something that is tangible? So the transformation pods are a little bit different, and then we are experimenting and thinking, how do we evolve that a little bit more? Additionally, these are as I mentioned, these are the roles. This is just to give you a quick view, because again, it is two-sided. There are tangible digital solutions that we are building, and there are processes that we are evolving. We are looking for other roles that we want to include, right, including business management, finance, field experts, and things of the sort. Okay, today, how does a lab work? Very simple. An idea is generated. An idea comes to we have an idea entry and a submission form that I'll show you in a little bit here as well. A person provides that idea. That idea is selected based on the clusters. So we'll use cluster meetings to prioritize ideas. Those ideas are sent to the lab, and folks that are within the lab, if they're not currently part of a pod, can then formulate a pod if they have the right skill set, and take on that idea and start working on that idea. They are provided an initial 50 hours per idea to develop a minimal viable product or prototype it. If they do require more time, an additional 50 hours is made available to them. But the first 50 hours would determine whether this is a viable idea to even proceed with or not. And if it is not a viable idea to proceed with, then we'll learn that idea and we'll move on to another one. If any pod completes the minimum viable product to the point where it becomes a product that can be scaled, then we are going to give that pod a bonus of sort. We are still working on what that bonus may be. There's a couple of options that the biz dev circle, the biz dev working group is working on that I think are really, really cool, that might be bonuses for this. Okay. The way every pod is going to have several meetings that we've already accounted for. There's going to be a pod meeting weekly, and then two lab stand-ups weekly. The lab stand-ups are going to be everybody together, right? There's going to be a 30-minute session every Wednesday, and then a 30-minute session every Friday. The 30-minute session every Wednesday is a blocker stand-up. It's going to be in the format of a Scrum, rapid provision of the type of blockers that a person may face, and then providing solution that can help them on block. And then the win stand-up would be completion of different workloads and who really had the best win for that week, so that we can move that workload into the next week and continue to work on them. Okay. today we have several things that are important for everyone to take note of. If you want to sign up to the lab, we have a lab sign up. It is linked to our infographic, which explains the lab. Once you go to the infographics and you scroll to the bottom, there's a Google form on the bottom of it that allows you to sign up to the lab. And once you sign up to the lab, you will be provided an entire packet that tells you our DevOps processes, our operations processes. It will give you credentials such as a Google Cloud ID. So if you wanted to develop in a Google Cloud ID, it will give you access to our GitHub. All of it in the packet. We'll create a packet that allows us to hand it over and onboard you into the lab. Once you are in the lab, you can then get assigned to a pod, and then the pod can, and then that's where you start working to develop a solution. For the community at large, anybody that's not part of the lab that wants to submit an idea submission, we have an idea submission form. The link is right in here as well, and I'm happy to walk people through it. But I think it's easier for folks to just to grab it and view it themselves. If an idea is submitted, the idea shows on an idea viewer a portal that we've created. All the ideas are going to be there, but then every month during the cluster meeting, we are going to filter by cluster and by date, and we'll be able to know the ideas that needs to be prioritized. We'll prioritize the ideas, and then those ideas will be moved into the lab so we can continuously work on those ideas, right? So it's a mechanism that allows us to continuously churn new things and bring about a new solution to the deep funding community, to the deep initiative community. Yen, you had your hand raised.
Yeah, maybe if I haven't listened carefully enough, then you can slap me. But two questions. The first is, can at this stage just anybody submit an idea, or are there any restrictions? That's the first thing. I'll ask the second one right away. Is there also a form for people who would like to contribute as a contributor in the labs? And then the same question goes there. If that would be a yes, would that be for everybody, or are we starting small and throttling?
We are starting small and then we are going to throttle, right? So to begin with, we're starting with folks that are in the all circle, and then we are going to go from there, right? So currently, not anybody can submit an idea. We all, once the first set of pods sort of churn something, then we will grow. We're looking at probably growing by next month, and we'll go to the community, and from the community to anyone at large being able to submit an idea that we can work on.
So we're building up some expectations here, create some scarcity, and so that the masses will just wait.
Just wait, exactly.
They also can get in. So the best way to get in here is to become a circle member.
Yes, pretty much.
All right.
And to become a circle member is actually very easy. The operations team has done a fantastic job of making it easy for anyone to onboard into our circle. Rafael can walk you through that. It's no longer complicated. They've done a great job of that. So back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Rama. I didn't know that was the end of your slide because I was seeing next steps over here.
Well, the next steps are basically people being able to get the content, right? Being able to see the infographics and things like that, and what they can sign.
Rama, people are asking for the link, so I don't know if you can afterwards.
I will put them all. I'll put them all in the chat, and I can also send them to you so you can share for sure.
So if it's in the chat, that means if it's going to be in this call chat, you mentioned that it's going to be for all circles. So being in this call chat, isn't it going to be public, especially the forms?
Yeah, that's why we put it on the slide for now, but we'll put it in the chat anyway. So people
what chat are you? What chat are you referring to?
The all circle chat.
All right. So yeah, so it's in the circles chat. Rama will be putting it there soon. Thank you, Rama. Thank you, Jan, for that presentation. And so how we are going to be doing it in this town hall is it's going to be serious on serious, serious on serious, even though everything is serious at the end of the day. So so the next thing on our agenda would be the spotlight presentation, and that would be by Mariam. Mariam, what we are doing with the spotlight, like I said earlier on, is that we just want to spotlight some community members that has been doing an amazing work at the background, and probably none of us know about them. We don't know where they are from. We don't know their favorite thing or something. So now this initiative now will be spotlighting everybody, each person from the community, depending on who the event circle reaches out to. And Mariam is going to be doing this one. Mariam, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. So, hi everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on wherever you are in the world. And yeah, welcome to this exciting new segment, this new initiative that the event circle conceived. So yeah, like Mayor said, we wanted to shine the spotlight on people who were doing great work, people who have been part of the community, both on front lines and in back end. And we just want to get to know each other a little bit better, our likes, our dislikes, so that when you're in a new country, eating a new dish, you can remember, oh yes, this was Rafael's favorite food that he had mentioned. So yes, I'll be in your DMs. I'll be in your DMs on Mattermost channels. Please indulge me. This is something that is very dear to us at the event circle, and we hope that it bonds us better as a community and even as we are growing as a much larger community. Before May had introduced, I was thinking of sharing about how with films, for instance, I really love films. Actresses and actors are always so celebrated, but the making of a film is so much more than the pretty faces we see on the screen, right? There are the cinematographers, the costume designers, and I like to pay attention to those things. So everybody always stands up at the cinema, and I was at the movies on Sunday. Immediately it's the last scene, everybody stands up and leaves. But nobody checks for end credits, right? The person who had done the score, the person who had really dressed this actor to just fit this character, the person who worked on the lights. And yeah, so some of us are the actors and the actresses, pretty great, winning the Golden Globes, the front-facing people. But some of us are the cinematographers and the, lighting directors. And yeah, so today of sorts, we are not having an actor as our spotlight member, sort of like someone more in the back end, let's say cinematographer or sound director or script reviewer. And his name is Kwasi. Kwasi is the new head of the review circle here at Deep Funding. And yeah, today is about him. Well, it's about all of you because you're all important, you're all special, but like today is really much about him. And so we'll just be asking him a few questions and he'll be sharing a little about himself. And that way we just know our brother and our colleague and our friend, Kwasi. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hi, Kwasi, are you here?
Hi, Mariam, I'm here. First of all, I just want to say that I am not camera shy at all. I would love to come on camera, but I'm having just a slight issue with my PC at the moment. That is why I'm off camera. So apologies.
All right then. No problem.
I can confirm. I've seen Kwasi on camera.
Oh, okay. That's really great. Thank goodness. Thank goodness that you have a supporter, a defendant here. Okay,
thank
hi
you,
Kwasi.
Rafael.
So Kwasi, do you want to share a little about yourself? Your name, how many kids are you married? What country are you from? What country do you live in? What's the color of your passport? And event circle, that's an inside joke for us. The color of the passport. What's your favorite food? Yeah, it says I had a feeling it was a Ghanaian name. I think that Ghanaians, I heard from a cousin who is half Ghanaian that Ghanaians are named mostly according to the days of the week they are born. So I think Amma is for Tuesday or so.
Saturday.
Is it? Saturday. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Kwasi is for what day of the week?
Sunday. I'm a Sunday born.
Yay! A Sunday. Who is a Sunday boy in the comments in the chat box? Who was born on a Sunday, the day of the Lord? Okay, well, Saturday is the day of the Lord.
I am also Sunday.
Ooh. Richard is a Sunday. Seth is a Sunday born as well. I'm sure many of you don't even know the days of the week you were born. Ask your mommy and your daddy. When was I conceived? I know very much when I was born on a Tuesday, I think 3 p.m. thereabouts. My mom said she had the
Hey,
because I
Mariam,
had to be born
let's focus on Kwasi more. Let's focus on Kwasi. Let's hear your story.
Yeah, but like, yeah, so it got so yeah, Kwasi. So we have a few questions for you, and one of our first questions, it's what drew you to Deep Funding community? And so far, so good. What has kept you here?
Okay, so I was initially drawn to Deep Funding because of its mission to fund innovation in a decentralized way. And the key word here is decentralized way. That vision pulled me in, right? And what keeps me engaged, though, is the collaborative culture. Whether I'm working with other circle members, community hubs, or people I meet at town halls, there is always a shared sense of commitment to building something meaningful. And it's that human element that keeps me going.
Okay, that's really beautiful. And yes, I do agree. Here we celebrate collaboration a lot, and the openness to collaboration. So if you're interested in joining Deep Funding and you're here in our town hall today, just know that Deep Funding is a team of teams, right? We are very much interested in building together, learning together. I was just sharing yesterday that I really love Mattermost communications because you literally can DM anybody and ask them things and they respond, and it's really collaborative. So yes, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so yeah, we want to know, is there something you're currently working on or something you're really passionate about, an idea, a project, that is currently keeping you up at night or smiling during the day?
Oh, I think I'll go for the latter option. It keeps me smiling through the day. So,
okay.
Yeah, currently I'm focused on coordinating the review of the community hubs. We are ensuring that we assess their performances fairly while spotlighting the incredible work they are doing. From agrotech to African women in AI, SingularityNET, Latam, and on-chain Asia. Also, I'm part of the Deep Labs initiative. I think the initiative Rama spoke about earlier, where I manage the execution of experimental proposals and help bring structure to innovative ideas. On a more personal side, I'm passionate about teaching anything technology related. I teach young kids in elementary school coding, drones, and robotics as well. Yeah.
Wow, that's very, very impressive. I celebrate anybody who can teach children. I think that you are the real heroes of our day. So yeah, that's and to teach them such with an innovative and sort of an a novel field for many people living in Africa. Well done. We
Thank
celebrate
you.
you. Thank
A
you
fun fact
for
about me is that I actually used to teach in kindergarten. I sing the poems and rhymes with the kids and all of that. So it's always a pleasure to work with kids, honestly. Yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay, so if you're interested in having children soon, please reach out to Kwasi. I'm sure he would love to sing rhymes with them. Give Miss Rachel a run for her money. Kwasi will teach them robotics as well. Miss Rachel can't teach robotics, so Kwasi is your guy. Okay, then thank you, Kwasi, for sharing that. All right, our next question for you is, what's the one thing that you've learned so far while building in this space of decentralization and blockchain and AI?
Okay. So one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that decentralization doesn't mean disorganization. In fact, for decentralized systems to truly thrive, they need structure, clear communication, and people who are willing to step up and take responsibility. That lesson really hit home for me through my experience as the kindergarten teacher. Every child was unique, right? My role wasn't to control them, but to provide structure, patience, and guidance so they could each blossom in their own way. I see the same thing here in Deep Funding. We have multiple circles, from review circle, IT operations analytics, and all the other amazing circles. each one of them contributing something essential. We also have powerful regional communities like the agrotech, like the community hubs I mentioned. And then there are the town hall members also, whose voices may not be tied to formal role, but are just as impactful in shaping the direction we go. So in a decentralized system like this, success comes when we create environments where people feel trusted, guided, and supported. So far, that's what I've learned working with Deep Funding.
Wow, that's very quote-worthy. I feel like we should design something that captures what you said. But yes, that's also really interesting. Decentralization doesn't translate to disorganization. So yeah, I'm glad that you learned that and that Deep Funding was a place for you to, really experience that. And I think it's really interesting that you're able to also translate lessons from this space to your other work, your other career, and I think that's great as well. So yeah, so Kwasi, yeah, almost done. But another question: if someone wanted to collaborate with you, what kind of skills would the person need to have? What kind of support would be most helpful for the things you're up to right now? What are you doing? Where do you need help? Do you need help? What kind of collaborations are you open to in the future or now?
Okay, so I'll say the collaborations I'm looking forward or looking towards to in the future is working with people who are also knowledgeable and more skilled in machine learning, graph tooling, the Meta platform, right? Currently, we have RFPs that have come through, right? Already, we have people who will be reviewing those RFPs, but I know that definitely we are going to get more RFPs coming through, and it will be my pleasure to come back into the town hall and just announce it that anyone at all can, sign up to be a reviewer.
Okay then. I hope that we all heard Kwasi. So if all of the things you shared is something that you are really interested in, please reach out to him on Mattermost, and you guys can take it from there. I'm thinking of how we can create like robotic learning materials for people in specific for children that are, say, deaf or special needs kids. So I think that's something that I want to talk to you about, because that sounds, I'm impressed by your work in kindergarten and in teaching as well. Okay, then, so our last question: outside of work, outside of Deep Funding, outside of tech, what's something about you that we might not expect, but yeah, would appreciate knowing all the same?
Well, I think I was asked this question yesterday in the Deep Lab kickoff meeting, and I'm just going to say the same thing again. I write poems in secret. That's just something I do, but I keep it to myself most of the time. I just love to think and just write.
Ooh, yay. We wish you'd share, but we celebrate the hidden poets amongst us. I'm sure that there are some very interesting variants of artists here in the community. I'm sure we have the chefs and the cooks and the music producers and the future DJs. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, keep going with your art. I think art is one thing that makes life really genuinely beautiful. And then thank you so much for your time today, Kwasi. Do we have questions for Kwasi or comments or anything you'd like to say? Is there anyone?
Yeah, actually, Mariam, the name is Kwesi.
Oh, it's Kwesi.
Yeah.
But it's an A now.
No, Kwesi.
So
that is
but there's A there now.
No.
So
just follow it like that. It's Kwesi, not because I'm also Kwesi.
It's Kwesi Egu Ayeboafo. I have a Nigerian middle name. That is the Egu. But it's Kwesi Egu Ayeboafo.
Wow.
So you are,
I know, right?
You are half Nigerian, Kwesi?
No, I'm 100% Ghanaian, but I was named after my dad's best friend, a Nigerian.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay then, Kwesi. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us in this capacity. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for your time. And thank you everyone for listening in. If you have any questions for Kwesi or interested in collaborating with him, please text him on Mattermost. And when I come to your DMs, and I will come, please be ready for me and indulge me as much as you can. Thank you so much, guys. And
thank you.
And that's it. May, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Mariam. Thank you, Kwesi. Egu. I don't know, but it's strange seeing that someone can be named after someone, and especially when it's totally different regions, like two different countries. Your daddy must be really close to his best friend, to be honest. It's an interesting thing to see. So we'll be moving over to the next topic, which is Deep Funding Hackathon, the finalist project, and to be presented by the Dev Outreach in the capacity of Ubio. Ubio, are you here? I think
camera. Great job, Ubio.
Oh, he's on camera. Why do I think that he barbed his hair lower? You used to have a fuller hair, right, Ubio?
Yeah. Change is constant, man.
Okay, nice to see you, Ubio. So yeah, it's yours. The floor is yours.
All right. So I think a little bit. The phrasing of what I'm here to do is a little bit different. I think I'm supposed to just give a recap of what the hackathon so far and just announce the winning team in case we do not other people that were not there. So we can all know that. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to give that context. So my presentation will not feel out of place. I'm gonna be sharing my screen. Please let me know if you do see it.
It's loading. Yeah, now it's working.
All right. So this is just going to be a summary. We are still going to be coming up with a report of the whole AI for Peace dualathon, how it went, what everything that went on. But this presentation is just going to somehow give us a briefing of what went on and how we actually experienced it from our own perspective. Okay, so yep. I don't know what's this is. Okay, let me present it. Okay. Yeah, AI for Peace, harnessing technology for global harmony. So why did we do the AI for Peace dualathon? What were the three things that inspired us? I think there was so much conflict in our world, especially in a time like this. So much news about war, conflict, and like it just seems as if the whole world right now is in a point of conflict. And different forms of crisis all over the world. And so we started thinking when we were coming up with what should be the theme for this particular hackathon, we felt that being that this is a global hackathon, it's important for us to actually come up with a theme that speaks to what everybody can resonate to. And so there were a lot of themes. We started thinking about what connects the whole world. What is it that interests everybody right now? And the language of peace was extremely important to us. And so that is how we actually came up with the idea, let's go for AI for peace. Let's bring people to think about how ideas about bringing conflict resolution, solving global peace, and all that. If not for anything, let's just get the world to think about peace. That was like some of the thoughts that we had in mind. But more so, we also had our other mission and other intent, right? Wanted to bring new developers and participants into the deep funding community. Always our goal as the deep funding outreach circle. We ensure that everything we're doing, we are bringing new developers, we are bringing new participants into the deep funding community, which is primarily one of our goals. And also, we wanted to use this Dwellathon as a means to onboard AI tools and services to the decentralized marketplace, which is our overall goal as well. How did it go? So this is just participation snapshot, how it went, ideation versus hackathon metrics. The amount of ideation applications that we had about 120 applications for the ideation. So you can see the over here. And out of those 120, we had the unique applicants, right? So about 100 of them were unique applicants. So we had about 1.2 ratio. 1.2 ratio means that the average person was to submit about 1.2 or 1.1 thereabout ideas, right? That meant that we had a few people who submitted more than one ideas, but I think in the course of it, we had people that submitted more than 4 or 5, and we had to send the mails to reduce it. So the highest number of ideas we got from any single person was 5, but most persons actually submitted just 1, but a few did submit more than 1 or 2, and not many of them did that. So the unique applicants were about 100. Of the 100, now we're talking specifically about the ideation matrix here. Of the 100, we had about 60, right? Sorry, this is a graph like this, and so it may not be exactly, but it's around that. So we just had to plot this. So we had about 60 that were new participants, right? So of when we're talking about the new participants, we're looking at people who have not submitted prior, have not had any prior submissions to the portal, and people who were new names, totally new to the ecosystem. We don't even know them. So this way, about 60 of them were actually what we could come up with, yeah. And so that meant that our initial mission of bringing new developers with respect to the ideation had already produced at least 60 new persons to the community. And so that was already a success on the ideation. But again, let's not forget it was a Dwellathon. So it was both an ideation and a hackathon challenge that we actually organized. So now we moved into the hackathon. We had about 70 plus persons or participants interested in the hackathon. Of those, we had about 25 plus teams that actually participated in the hackathon itself. Just to give us some context, the indicating interest that you want to participate in a hackathon does not automatically mean that they actually participated. And some who actually indicated interest were formed into teams. We did what we call the speed dating session, where we speed dated some teams that did not have, some people who did not have teams. So we brought them together. A lot of them did not have teams. We brought them together. We checked their interests, checked their capacity and skills, and we speed dated them and formed teams. So out of that, we had about 25 plus teams that competed in the competition. Of the 25 teams, we had about 57 developers actively that were part of these teams, right? So of these 25 teams, we had about 50-something teams that actually participated in the real competition. So when you're looking about the number, right, we had about 57 of them individual. That's adding all the persons in the teams and all that. What I couldn't get exactly, we are still trying to get that, was the number of new persons that came through the hackathon, but I can bet a lot of them were new, because for each of these teams, they had to bring in persons from their own contacts. And so a lot of them were new, but we would definitely get that data and communicate with the community at the end of it. When we are actually making our report. Sorry, I don't know why this is not moving anymore. 1 minute. Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just I want to be sure why this is not this thing. Okay, so participant profile. Let me present it again. Okay, participant profile. So this is both for the ideation and the hackathon challenge. Non-developers, about 40% of them were non-developers, and obviously this is because of the low barrier to entry that we did with the ideation challenge. The normal hackathon would have been probably purely technical, having people who are only technical doing all of this, but because of the element of the ideation, we saw an increase in people who were not necessarily core developers actually come into the ecosystem through this. I also want to use this opportunity to give credit to the event circles for helping us together when we organized the AI for Peace town hall, right? I think we saw an increase in participation immediately after that event. So I want to give the credit to them as well. And so, yeah, we had senior developers, about 30%, and then junior developers, about 30%. So this is for the profile participation for the whole hackathon itself, and not necessarily for the hackathon and the ideation, that's the dwellathon itself, and not only for the hackathon. So what was the selection process like for us? In the ideation, we had to go through 2 judging rounds, and we were looking at how are these solutions feasible? What's the feasibility of ideas? We had to look at the feasibilities of the ideas, and we also had to look at the real world impact that these ideas could make, and finally, the possibility of these ideas to make it into RFPs, or sorry, problem statements for the hackathon, because this was clearly stated as part of the mission of this, right? I'm going to come into the process of one of the unforeseen circumstances, but I would just want to speak to it in case I forget. I think one of the unforeseen circumstances that came here was the fact that we never realized that it's going to be such that we are going to be having, when we started, we thought we're going to be having one idea for one problem statement, but we realized that we may have to match ideas to create one problem statement, and that somehow meant we needed to think about how we're going to remunerate people whose ideas were meshed. Our initial idea was, okay, if we are merging your ideas, then let's split the winning amount with them. But I think the team had a second discussion, and then we all agreed that no, if your idea is selected in any format, then you should receive the same amount. Again, 5 additional recommended ideas. We had ideas that we not selected, but we recommended them because they were so good. Probably they weren't just a good fit for what we're looking for. Hackathon selection based on market readiness and peace impact. We talked about that. And then for the hackathon, so yeah, this is for the hackathon. We talked about how is this. So we checked what quantity of whatever you're building is going into the marketplace, right? So we had a lot of good solutions, but that couldn't make it because they were purely on the front end, but very few services that we could take into the marketplace. So, so that affected their threshold or their quality. And we also talked about the peace impact, right? What's the peace impact of your solution? We tried to rate it. Also, we had a minimum threshold of 60%. So the top 5 winners, which we wrote here, we didn't necessarily say it must be 5. What we did was any solution that makes it to the threshold of 60%. So we had good ideas that didn't make it to the 60% threshold. We wanted to maintain good quality as well, because most of these solutions will be onboarded to the marketplace. So this is the reason why we did that. So selected teams, we had Cyber Harmony team, we had Lumami, Cody, Team Spark, and Team KXYZ. So just stay tuned. These guys will be coming very soon to the town hall to let you know what their ideas are and what they plan to do with their ideas post this phase. Challenges versus what worked. We had a lot of tool instabilities. For example, we at the initial stage, people were trying to apply. They would somehow apply, and they'll be applying to the open challenge instead of the AI for Peace challenge. We have to send mails and try to chase them down to get them do the right thing. So this was tool instability. We had issue with the Deep Funding open MetaMask platform, which despite the problem was a very great help to us, right? So we really hope we can fix that, and anybody at any point will be able to join the channel. It was a very big hurdle, but to the extent that it worked effectively to our credit. We had to deal with timeline changes. For every change that occurred at one point, it affected the other. So let's take, for example, during the hackathon, the developers wrote us mails about, a lot of them, asking us to extend the deadline, right? So we had to extend the deadline. The implication of extending that deadline is that it also affects the deadline of when we need to judge and bring up winners, right? So we had those kind of timeline changes where one change affects the other change and then affects the other change. But again, this pulls into the challenge of the complexity of having a dualathon, right? So the dual complexity, right? We're having the ideation and the hackathon. So again, that probably also affected the timeline challenge changes and other issues that we had, because this was the first time we are doing this. We didn't see any model that has done this before where we could actually learn from. We were actually stepping into an uncharted territory before. We searched around, have there been anything like dualathon? We never saw that, but we did it anyways, and there was a lot to learn from it. What worked? Team capacity improved, like our capacity to, by extending ourselves to do this thing, an ideation plus dualathon, plus hackathon at the same time, it improved our capacity to organize event or organize something of this capacity. Right now, we know a lot as compared to when we didn't do it, right? So our team capacity improved. The past learnings, for example, we learned from the last time that we needed to be in constant communication with the team. We didn't do it initially, but towards the end of it, we were sending newsletters nearly every day or every 2 days, which somehow improved the way people participated and how people could give feedback as well. Like I said, also better communication compared to previous times. We were better in communication. Hopefully, we'll be able to deal with the MetaMask instance, which was still a big challenge. And I think that would mean that we've actually probably solved the challenge. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It's supposed to be thank you towards a world where peace is not just a dream. You have to complete your presentation.
Okay, thank you. As we build towards a world where peace is not just a dream, but a deployable product.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rubio. Thank you for that amazing presentation. Please, do we have any questions for Ubio concerning the dualathon?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Ubio. Besides doing an amazing hackathon, I think he prepared this PowerPoint in a few hours after we spoke in the 3 circle strategy. So thank you. Awesome job, and it's great to have these visuals, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rafael. Thank you, Ubio. In the absence of no question, we are going to, okay, Tommy.
Yeah, Ubio, fantastic job. Absolutely great. And besides the slides, the dualathon was also good.
Thank you.
But question, what products, I mean, the winners that we have, what products do you envision coming out of this actual real world products?
Yeah, so you're just forcing me. I didn't want to release the cat out of the bag, yeah, but I'm gonna just, because actually we planned with the event circle that we need to bring them in to have conversations with the community so people get to know what they're building as well. And also, I'm also trying to have a conversation. Oh, I didn't want to say this out. I'm also trying to see a conversation how we may be able to, this is on probability, push them as well to the labs. So yeah, I know. So this is one of the things I wanted to have a discussion with Rama tomorrow. So hopefully that works out. And then, so we're trying to see how we can do more with this. So that's why we didn't release it. But I'm going to give a generic description of some of the ideas that that came out from here. So we have some people building, most of the guys were building for inner peace, right? And I think that was extremely brilliant, because that's one thing that is within our control in when there is a lot of conflict and crisis around us as it is right now. So people were building solutions to enable, let's see how we can have the inner peace. If we cannot control what is outside, at least we can control with what is inside. So we had those amazing ideas coming out. We had people trying to deal with issues of misinformation as it happens, right? So we're trying to see how that can be solved. And then we had people trying to build something for refugees, right? So yeah, and yeah, just to give them information on how they can get better. So these are some of the ideas that came out, but the specifics of these ideas, we would love you to get it when these teams come to the town halls to actually make the presentations.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to ask you to let the cat out of the bag. I didn't realize, but
okay.
Great job and thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy. Rafael, you have your hands up. I feel like Rafael is feeling cold. Why the sweater?
It was this morning. I woke up for -2, so that's why. So yeah, Ubio, thank you for the presentation. I love it, the clarity that you brought to the outcomes of this process that is still, but yeah, it's already a very nice thing. It's not only inspiring the main purpose of all of this, but also it was very well explained here. So congratulations on that, you and the Dev Outreach team.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. One question. Do we have a plan to connect the outcome and the solutions that are going to come from this initiative, from this process, to those that are that need this? For instance, we had about 1 month or so, we had this webinar where we had citizens from Congo giving the perspective, explaining to us, making it more clear what's going on there. So do we have a plan to make this effectively being deployed or being used by them or others?
Yeah, thank you so much, Rafael, for that question. So, so this is the answer to that. Right now, next week we are having a meeting with these builders that have actually got their idea selected. And one of the things we want to determine with that is to know who wants to go further with these solutions, right? Because some of them would need a lot of plan for it to effectively become a solution that can be used in the marketplace or in real world. So this is what that conversation will be about. And then we will determine by our own metrics these ideas that need to go further. And that's what I said earlier when I said I'll be having a conversation with Rama to see how how they can actually help them, even if not for anything, just the whole business. It can just be talking about the business aspect of this, how market entry, all these conversations. Most time we developers do not have it, right? Because developers just care about codes and solutions. So it's beautiful that we now have a place where we can take these ideas to and have conversations, if not for anything, just to have this conversation. So yes, we would definitely take them to the labs, if not to build, at least to have conversations on how they can effectively take this product into the market or take this product to the people who need it, right? And then, but we want to do it with only the people who are serious about it, and we're not just doing this for the sake of just putting in an idea, which can also be what some people do. And it's not a bad thing, right? We want to know who wants to take it beyond this point, and we will be able to determine that before having a conversation with Rama on how he could be of help to us.
Okay, sounds great. And perhaps make sure that even if some of those don't want to go further with the solution, if we believe that the solution is effectively in solving issues towards peace, that we can have an open door to bring other team or another way of making this happen and being deployed in the real world, definitely.
Yeah, just to add to that, there is a clause in the participation competition a clause that any ideas that comes out from there, and by submitting it, you're actually giving the right to deep funding, right? So so there is already that clause in case we find those kind of solutions, but the team is not willing to go through, we have every right to bring in the right people to push that solution out there.
Amazing. Glad to know. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafael. Thank you, Ubio, for that presentation. If there is no other question, or in the absence of another question, I'll be moving forward to the last presentation for today, which will be by Ayomi. Ayomi already told us in Event Circle that she's nervous, and she'll probably, so you should permit her. I don't know the kind of presentation she'll be making, but I think you guys should permit her with any way you guys see the presentation. So I'll be helping her share her screen while she, I hope it's a she actually, while she presents.
Yeah, the idea here is to highlight some of the ideas we have in the RFP ideation section, a new section that we are building. So Ayomi is going to present exactly that, one of her ideas that she shared with Deep Funding, and yeah, for the community to see, and maybe if you think is a good idea to add to it. Ayomi, are you there?
Thank you for that context, Rafael.
No worries.
Ayomi, are you here?
Hi, I'm audible.
Yeah,
Yes.
you are. I'll be sure.
All right, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Ayomi, and I'm talking live from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm so opportune or happy for the opportunity to present my idea. I submitted this idea at the AI for Peace Ideation Challenge. And when I saw that challenge, I was like, oh, this challenge actually aligns with one of the problems that I think is going on around the world, which is misinformation, right? I will not be able to, okay. Mayor is already helping me to share my screen because I can't do that at the moment. Thank you so much for that. And so you guys will be hearing next. Center, I say next, so that means the next slide.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So I submitted the PeaceguardAI idea. It's actually a multilingual misinformation detection and verification framework. The reason why I proposed this idea. Hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you are.
All right. Okay, thank you. All right. So one of the reasons, or the major reason why I proposed this idea, is because I noticed that nowadays in the world we live in, it's very hard to distinguish between fact from fiction, because there are some times that you will see a video, then you will not be able to tell if this video is actually true or not. Or there are sometimes you will see some pictures, you will not be able to tell if these pictures are real or not, or it could be audio and all of that. So this idea of PeaceguardAI came to my head, and I was able to discuss with my colleague that, oh, how can we do this together? And so the PeaceguardAI came to our head. The mission of PeaceguardAI is to empower communities and organizations to build a more informed and peaceful world. This is just an introduction of what PeaceguardAI is meant to do, and it is meant to fact check things and the likes. Yeah. Next, please. Yeah. So what are the problems, or what is the major problem that PeaceguardAI is here to solve? We know that misinformation is beyond just noise. There are a lot of things that misinformation can cause. It can cause what's the word? It can cause riot, war. It can cause different things. It even erode trust. It deepens societal divides and a lot of things. It causes violence. You know, all of these things. These are the problems that PeaceguardAI is here to solve by detecting if this thing, if some information are true or not. Next, please. The vision. What is the vision of PeaceguardAI? PeaceguardAI is not just about a short-term vision. It's a long-term vision, and it is here to support here to support peace builders in creating a safer and more stable society for everyone, where everybody can feel safe, where if someone sees an information, they can actually check if this is true or not before they start sharing it and sending it to their loved ones and families and the likes. Thank you. The next one, please. Yeah, the solution. Now, I have talked about the problems earlier, and this slide is talking about the solution of how PeaceguardAI is going to solve these problems, right? And there are some key components that PeaceguardAI would use. And aside from this slide, there's another slide that would give a practical example of how PeaceguardAI will do that. Now, the key components here are advanced text analysis and risk scoring, comprehensive audio content analysis, proactive early warning system, and we also turn data into clear and actionable insights. These key components will be explained better in a slide that will be shown. I'm trying to be fast because I don't want to waste so much of our time. Next, please. Yeah, so these are real life examples of misinformation PeaceguardAI could actually detect and how it might verify or debunk them. In the previous slide, you saw where I mentioned the key components like the text analysis, the proactiveness and the like. So these examples here are real life examples of how PeaceguardAI can actually check if this information are true or not. Okay, now look at the first example here. I have deep fake political video. Now let's take, for example, we have a claim. A video shows a political leader allegedly inciting violence during a speech. Now, this claim is actually not true, right? Now, how do PeaceGuard actually analyze this, if this is true or not? Now, these are the responses, or these are the steps in which PeaceguardAI would use to check if this video is actually true or not. Now, the first one, it analyzes video metadata and speech pattern. Yeah. Now, in this sense, it means that when we have a video that, when we have a video like this example that I gave here, now, PeaceguardAI would have to check, the metadata of this particular video and check the speech patterns. And also it compares with publicly available authentic species of that particular video, just to be sure of how true this is or not. It also uses AI-based deepfake detection tools. Yeah, this tool will also be used to verify if the video is true or not. And if the video is true, if the video is not true, it flags it as content is highly likely a manipulated media or video. There was a video that I saw. I saw a video of, I don't know if some of us saw it. Video was actually trending some weeks back on Twitter, where Donald Trump was eating the finger of the late Pope. I don't know if we saw that video. Then when I saw that, I was like, is this video true or not? Right? So there are some videos like that that are not actually true, but you know, the way we see it, it makes them real to us, and it can actually cause a lot of problems. So PeaceguardAI is here to help us check things like this, if they are true or not. We also have another example here, misattributed quotes or statements. There are sometimes that there are some statements or quotes that we see online and they are not actually true. And some of us, we might have been victim of that, because I was also a victim of a statement. I even share it. It was one that told me that, did I really check if this statement is actually true? And I had to do some investigation and some, oh, this is not actually true. So this is a claim here. Now, a UN official said the government is failing its people. Now, this claim is actually circulating everywhere on the media. Now, how do PeaceguardAI come here to check if this claim is actually true or not? Yeah. PeaceguardAI uses natural language processing to extract and search the quote in verified UN statements, species, and news outlets. So to be sure that, oh, this word, this statement, is it actually in any verified UN statement, species, and news outlets? And also, if the quote is actually misattributed or altered, PeaceguardAI flags it as a fabricated or out of context. Yeah, so that is how PeaceguardAI would respond to something like this. This is text-based. These are its response to text-based information, misinformation. Here's another example here. We have health misinformation. Now, maybe, okay, let me just read the claim. The claim says, drinking salt water can cure cholera. Now, this is a very funny example. Let me give another funny example. Someone can actually say, oh, okay, let me give this example that happened to my mom. Someone just told her that if she put a battery water in her mouth, she was having toothache. Like if she put battery water on the tooth, that she will be healed. And she actually did that. When she did that, then she faced the consequences because she was not supposed to do that. Now there's some misinformation like that, health misinformation, that people do not even verify before they do, because they just saw it online, or they saw it somewhere, or they heard it in a community forum or whatever, then they do that, right? Now, in this kind of situation, how do PeaceguardAI respond to that? One, PeaceguardAI matches that claim against verified health organization, just to be sure of this claim. Is it true? Can this actually happen? Can drinking salt water cure cholera? PeaceguardAI is going to match that claim to a recognized health organization to be sure of that. And also, if PeaceguardAI notices that oh, this claim is not real, or it will not be found in any recognized or verified health organization, it flags it as false or dangerous, right? Now, another thing is that PeaceguardAI can also promote safe practices for users. Instead of using, PeaceguardAI could be like, instead of drinking salt and water to cure cholera, which is not true, how about you do this? How about you maintain hygiene? How about you know? So those kind of things would happen with the help of PeaceguardAI. All right. Next one, please. Yeah, use cases. Now, on this slide, we'll be talking about how this guide AI can actually support, and also sectors that would probably need the use of PeaceguardAI. Aside from a user like maybe you and I, there are some other sectors that can actually use PeaceguardAI to monitor information, environment, and the likes. Peace building organization would definitely need the help of AI to monitor information environment, and also to design effective counter messaging. Journalists and fact checkers would also need the use of PeaceguardAI because of the feed they are into. They need to be very certain of what they pass out there to people. Human rights also would need the use of AI. Government bodies will need the use of AI. Community leaders will need the use of AI. Even electoral bodies, they will need the use of AI to safeguard electoral integrity from information manipulation. The next slide, please. Yeah. Deep funding alignments. PeaceguardAI actually aligns with the mission and vision of deep funding, in the sense that PeaceguardAI works for AI for social good, which is part of that one. I'm sorry, reading from the bottom. Okay, it's fine. AI for social good, which counters hate speech, supports informed communities, build resilience, all of these things, promote transparency and foster civic engagement. All of these things are what deep funding is all about, right? So PeaceguardAI aligns with deep funding alignment. Yeah. I guess that's the end of the slide. The next one, is sure. Okay. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Join I and my team to build AI for peace. Let's create a safer, more truthful world together. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Ayomi. Thank you very much for that presentation. If I understood your presentation correctly, the PeaceGuard is going to act more like Grok and community notes from Twitter. Because basically what community notes on Twitter does is if you post a content and the content is fake, or it's not real, then there is community notes works more manually, in the sense that I can comment on that post and be like, this is fake. Community note picks it and just drops a community note on that particular post and be like, it is fake actually. But Grok, on the other hand, does it more like AI based, is more like AI, in the sense that I can just ask Grok, hey Grok, is this real? And Grok drops a response. So I'm guessing this PeaceguardAI is more like a combination of both of them, if I'm not mistaken, right? You're muted, Ayomi, if you're speaking.
Oh, so yeah, you're correct. Yes.
Okay. So my only question before I open the ground for any other person to ask a question, is there going to be a manual touch to it, or it's going to be all automatic? Like what the AI is going to do, is it going to be automatic, or there is going to be a manual part of it, like where human beings control? Yeah, Abdulrahman, I don't know if you would be answering that. You're muted.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Am I audible, please?
Yeah, you are.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ayomi, for the presentation. thanks for entire DeepFunding community. To answer the question strictly, it does the same as you actually mentioned earlier, like what brought Gid and the community knowledge. The only thing that we are definitely in this PeaceguardAI, there will be human loop in the sense that we are creating as of now because we work on it to participate in the hackathon as well, to work on a simple prototype. So you have to pass in, you have to fill in the tool with an input, either text or perhaps audio analysis that you want to do. So on a very much extended level, we want to make it sure that it can actually integrate with other platforms, social platforms, like Rock is working on X. Peradventure, it's possible we can link into the maybe Facebook, Instagram, or whatever social platform that is possible that we can leverage their API. So we are looking into that very direction.
Okay. Thank you, Abdurrahman. So do anybody have questions for Abdurrahman or Ayomi? Do we have any other question?
A quick question.
Yeah,
How can we
Rama.
connect with you guys? How can we meet with you guys to chat? I like the idea, but I think you guys are very, very early. There's a lot that you haven't thought of that I would love to have a conversation about, but this is not the environment for that.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Rama. And I'll be reaching out to you. It's good to see how far we can talk more on that.
Okay. Abdurrahman, you are actually cracking. I don't know if it's on my end, but you are kind of breaking when you are speaking. But yeah, I think I heard you reach out to Rama. Is that correct?
Can you hear from me now? Yeah, I'm battling with my internet connection, so I've been dropping off and coming in a lot of time. Sorry about that. Rama, I will be reaching out to you on from the Mattermost. I'm a dev Bashatov on the Mattermost handle. So I'll be reaching out to you and see how far we can talk more on that.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Abdurrahman. Do we have any other questions, or we should call it a day? We are almost 2 hours into this call. I think 9 minutes remaining until 2 hours, and we should begin wrapping up this session. So do we have any question? Do we have any contribution? Do we have anything at all to say? I will just be expecting a hand or not. Okay, thank you guys for participating in today's town hall. It's a pleasure being here or being your host. I think I'm getting more comfortable in this role and in doing this, not in this role actually, but in doing this. So you will likely be seeing more of my faces again. And yeah, well, thank you very much for coming to today's town hall 64. So the next town hall will be in 2 weeks, which will be 65, and we'll keep counting it like that. I'm your humble host for today, Mayor DeFi. And if you have any other questions or you need to reach out to me via Mattermost, and I'll be replying or answering to your questions. So thank you very much, and see you next time or next 2 weeks on the town hall. Bye.
Thank you for hosting, Victor. Great job. And bye-bye, everyone. Take care.
Goodbye. Bye. Good night.
Thank you all.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye.